Okay, Sakurai, sweetheart, I respect you. I really do. You've made some of the greatest games of all time. You've got a passion, drive, and work ethic towards this industry that a lot of us only wish we had. But if you think Nintendo's gonna let you walk away from this game without making DLC for it, you've got some smashing of your own coming in the near future. Weeks, months, years of hype building up to the release of this game. People just flipping out, forums exploding everywhere across the internet. Every time there's a new character announced, leaked, or even rumored or hinted at. By the way, I'm still waiting for the chorus voice, you son of a bitch. There's hundreds upon hundreds of videos, millions of man-hours lost on discussing whether or not Ridley is actually too big to be in the game alone. And all of that hype building up to the release of the game, it's finally out, it's in our laps, we get to see what it is for ourselves, and it's Smash Brothers. I don't know what else you were expecting. I find this game fascinating in the sense that there's no real way to beat it in the traditional sense. Like, there's no story mode like the Subspace Emissary from Brawl. So, I mean, what do you go for? Where do you call it quits? Like, do you get good enough at the game where you can beat Classic Mode on the higher difficulties? Do you go for all the trophies, or maybe complete all the challenges? Do you try to beat All-Star Mode with all the characters, including the unlockable ones? Or do you just kind of keep the game on your shelf and hop in once in a while to play a few games against people online? It's sort of a game that you look at everything that's presented to you and you decide for yourself when you're done with it, which is a unique quality for a game to have, to say the least. Then again, if you're like me and you have OCD, it might just serve to drive you insane more than anything else. I think this is one of those games where it's so gigantic, there's no real point discussing the gameplay and how it functions as a fighting game. You know. You already know, don't even give me that. I mean, even if you pretend like you don't know, you know. You've seen this game, you understand it, it's a phenomenon. So, I think it's only worth talking about how you're going to experience that. Like, what's new in Smash 4? What did they bring that's different? I guess I should just go down the laundry list then. Let's start with Classic Mode, because I think that's the thing everybody can relate to the most. That's the thing that's been the most consistent throughout Smash Brothers. It's what you think it is. Basically, you're going from one stage to another, taking on different challenges as you go. There's always going to be a giant enemy, and there's always going to be a team of enemies that you have to fight, who vastly outnumber you, but can be launched a lot more easily. And you might find other challenges along the way as well, like you might participate in a free-for-all, you might be participating in a team battle, you might have to fight a metal enemy who's got super armor, and at the end you've got to fight a much bigger boss. Who it is, I'm not going to spoil. I'm trying to keep things as down as possible, even though the internet is going to be the internet, and again, you probably know already, but yeah, it's what you think it is. It's the comfort mode, if you will. It's what we're all used to. There's nothing really special to it. They haven't done anything truly different, other than the fact that you can sort of adjust the difficulty for yourself on the fly. You have different paths that you can follow along this, and you can sort of choose which stage you go down, or which path you go down. Do you follow the red paths, which give you more coins and rewards, but are much harder? Or do you follow the easy path, which you have a better chance of actually beating if you're on a difficulty you don't think you can handle, but you don't get nearly as much stuff for doing it? That's sort of a dynamic element, and it makes it feel just fresh enough, just dynamic enough to keep it really interesting. Really though, I think the best jumping off point for anybody in this game is the challenge mode, because it'll sort of guide you in a direction towards all the other things to do in this game. It'll give you ideas of how you're going to have the most fun with Smash Brothers. It's sort of, if you don't know, challenge mode is basically a list of achievements. It's some things that it asks you to do in the game, and once you accomplish them, instead of just getting like a gamer score or anything, this is what I think this game does really well, and what Sakurai has sort of mastered the art of, is every single challenge has a tangible reward in the game. Like, maybe you get this new badge for one of your characters, or maybe you get a new trophy or a new Pokemon to pop out of the Pokeballs. It enhances your items. It makes your game better by rising up to these challenges, and it feels good. It feels really good to feel like you're making progress and your game is being enhanced by the simple fact that you're playing it and you're getting better at it. But this inevitably ties back to Sakurai's experience with other games, because you look at the challenge mode and you look at something like Smash Run, if you will, and you think Kirby's Air Ride. That's the first thing that comes to mind. Or the challenge mode also appeared in Kid Icarus Uprising, where it started to really come into its own right. And I'll tell you what, Smash Run is where I've been spending the most of my time, if I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. Number one, because I think it's a ton of fun. Number two, because I think it feels like it's the best way to unlock rewards as fast as possible. If you don't know Smash Run, what it basically is this gigantic overworld map that you can pilot your character around. You can run around, jump, explore, and there you might find, around every single corner, you might find a treasure chest, or you might find more enemies to fight, and I'm talking enemies from all over just about every game ever. You'll be fighting Pokemon, you'll be fighting Badniks from Dr. Robotnik's army, you'll be fighting Kremlings from Donkey Kong Country, just about everybody is here. And the reason you want to fight them is because, and the reason you want to hunt down these treasure chests, or like these doors that'll lead you to a small little challenge bonus room, is because all of these things will give you these stat boosting items. Like, maybe they can make you run faster, or jump higher, or hit way harder, or take less damage from attacks. And you want these things because at the end of the 5 minutes that you have to run around this map, you'll be taken to a challenge against all the other people who are running around the map at the same time. And it could be anything from fighting a bunch of enemies on a very small arena, or maybe you'll be fighting against your opponents, or maybe you'll be in a team battle, or you'll have to outrace them, or climb a tower as fast as possible. And it's kind of interesting. It's fun. Because this match is randomized, you can't choose what you're going to be doing at the end, so it's just a frantic mad dash to get as many stat boosts as you can in every area. But no matter what the challenge ends up being, all of it ends up feeling useful. It's kind of fun going through this Smash match where you jump ridiculously high, or you can launch somebody off the screen with a single smash attack because you've got 1,000 attack power and they've only got like 100 defense. It feels amazing. It's a ton of fun, and it's a great way to get collectibles. Plus, you can also, this is where a concept called character customization comes into play. This is one of the big things that sort of separates this Smash from other games in the past, is Nintendo, just in general, seems, with the launch of the new 3DS, they seem to be going towards this mindset of personalizing your gameplay experience. Like, you can swap out the face plates on your new 3DS, or they've got the themes coming out, and Smash Bros. Sort of reflects that. Characters have a ton of costumes in this one. You've got little Mac, he can be in just his normal fighting clothes, or the jumpsuit, or you've even got Wireframe Mac from the original arcade mode. Mario's got his NES golf costume, you know, the red, white, and blue star-spangled overalls. Or you can play as Samus in her light suit from the Metroid Prime games, or even play as Dark Samus. And then you've got the idea of character customization, where you've got, like I said, you can unlock badges through the challenge modes, or just collecting them through any of these modes, that you can equip to your characters and boost their stats, or maybe even give them passive abilities, like you can attract Smash Balls to you. If you get KO'd, you'll respawn with a final smash. you'll be able to use a super move as soon as you come back, or maybe you've got this really, really powerful badge that gives you tons of bonuses without many drawbacks, but it gives you a negative ability, like you have no respawn invincibility or something crazy like that. It's all up to your personal choice how you want to play these characters. You can even customize their special moves, which I think is a nice gesture, but maybe this is just me, but whenever I look at the special moves, it's all about trade-off. The basic idea behind all of your choices is, do you want a faster move that's not as powerful, or do you want a powerful move that's not as fast? And I always find myself defaulting to the standard abilities in a lot of situations because it doesn't feel like you have to make a trade-off, if you will. You know what I mean? It feels like, because especially in fighting games, you want, and especially if you're not very good at them, what you want to stick to are the safe strategies, like the strategies that will make you, that you don't have to commit to, that don't leave you vulnerable, that don't leave you with no options in case you screw up. You have room for error, and that's what a lot of the standard moves are about. They just feel right. So while it's a great idea, on a personal level, I don't think it's for me, if you will. But again, where this really comes into play is the me characters. Not only can you customize their moves and stats, but you can also customize their outfit as well. Your Mii's shirt color will dictate the color of the costume they wear, but they have a lot more options. All of their abilities are available, and while I will admit, a lot of them are taken directly from other fighters, it's still cool being able to basically create your own Smash character. I imagine a lot of people having a ton of fun, sort of, I don't know, like putting Kanye West in here and giving him a sword, putting him in a cyborg outfit or something like that, and a beehive wig. Just crazy things like that. Or it feels like the most personal Smash in that sense. Like, you can tailor the experience to whatever you want. And it feels... At first I thought it was going to feel really shallow too, when I heard the news that you wouldn't be able to use your custom characters online. But that's only against random people. If you're playing against friends, then you can take whatever you want into the battle. And that, I guess that transitions directly into the online mode. Okay, I just want to say this straight off the bat. This is leaps and bounds ahead of Brawl, okay? The comparison is night and day, alright? This is like going from the PC versions of Street Fighter 4 to the Xbox 360 version. The jump basically looks like that. It's so much better, but it's not perfect. It still has issues. I've seen a lot of people, a lot of streamers on Twitch who have eventually, their streams have devolved into, okay, no items, no assist trophies, maybe smash balls, and just 1v1 matches on flat arenas, because those are all ways to mitigate the lag. Those are all ways to sort of tone down any sort of connection issues that you might have, because the game doesn't have to process as many things. You gotta understand something about fighting games. Every single moment is a pivotal decision. Every single second of gameplay is something that could tip the scales of the battle in your favor or against it. And when you have even a slightest bit of lag that hits you at an inopportune moment, it doesn't matter what happens next because it's not your fault. It was the game just sort of glitching out and maybe cheating you out of victory. And that is frustrating. It is frustrating no matter when it happens or where it happens. And it's something Nintendo's gotta work on. It's something that this game cannot afford to have. It kinda sucks because I feel like the way a lot of people have the most fun with Smash Brothers is 4-player free-for-all, with all items turned on, which is basically what the For Fun mode online is about. And it's disappointing because I've never had a match with more than one other person that has not had lag of some sort, and that's really disappointing. But I guess that takes us directly into the For Glory mode, which is basically the competitive mode, if you will, of the online. And how this works is, this shows just how much foresight guys like Sakurai have, because if you don't know what it is, if you're familiar with that joke, no items, Fox only, Final Destination, this is sort of the epitome of that. You can play any character you want, don't get me wrong, but then you've got stipulations like there are no items, and instead of just playing on Final Destination, every single stage has a Final Destination variant. Like, it'll just be a flat stage with no stage hazards, no obstacles. And I kind of understand it from a developer standpoint too. It's like, look, guys, we understand that you like to play this game a certain way at the highest level, but we don't want those people to get bored with this game either, and we put a lot of work into all these extra stages. We want you to see the work we did, so here's just a Final Destination version of everything. Which is also kind of interesting because a lot of the competitive players I've talked to actually prefer to play Battlefield because you need that platform. That thing is pivotal to a lot of the mind games that Smash Brothers is about. And I guess the community aspect plays into the whole Street Pass element as well, which Street Pass kind of fascinates me as a concept because it's an extra thing. It's something that a lot of developers see as a way, it's an opportunity to sort of foster a bigger community between people locally, like actively getting their players to go out and find other people who play the game too, which is a great aspect. I'm glad that so many people have gotten behind that mode. And it's always been something that has enhanced your game. You're always rewarded for it, but it was never... Okay, so the mindset I'm going into this with is Street Pass was never meant to be anything gigantic. It's an extra thing, which is why I kind of shake my head a little bit when people say that this mode, that the Street Pass element of Smash Brothers is stupid, because have you ever played The World Ends With You? If you have, it's basically Tin Pin Slammers. You're this little, you're this character token, and you get to pilot around the battlefield trying to knock other people off the stage. It's basically Smash Brothers boiled down to its basest elements, if you will. And it's a small little thing. It can get you extra coins, maybe some trophies or customizable moves, but the mere fact that it's something that's totally different from the rest of the game or feels totally different, I think that's all I could really ask for, is all I want to say. That's all I wanted to get out there. And I guess that brings us to the collectibles too, the idea of the trophies, and there are so many in this game. There are so many things. There's characters from every single corner of Nintendo's history. Like, when I saw the girl from Mystery Manor from the Street Pass games, I was like, yep, this is... I guess that's what Smash Brothers has always been to me. I've often made the joke that only Nintendo could make a franchise out of beating the crap out of their franchises, but it's true. In a way, this is a celebration of Nintendo's history. This is a look back on everything the company has been about over the years, boiled down to one game. It's Nintendo, the game, if you will. Which, I don't know, on a handheld, it doesn't, no matter which way you slice it, this doesn't feel like the game it should be. It doesn't feel as grand as it should. Don't get me wrong, it's a fantastic game. It's Smash Brothers. It's amazing. But it feels like you kind of have to curb your expectations a little bit coming into the 3DS version, because like I said, without a story mode of any kind to keep it all together, or sort of glue it to one big experience, make it feel like a traditional game, it feels kind of empty. there's no two ways about this. The circle pad is no substitution for a joystick. Okay, you've probably seen the stories by now of people like breaking this thing off their console, playing Smash so furiously, and it's just not as responsive as a joystick would be. It feels kind of basic. There's always going to be that sort of cloud looming over the 3DS version's head that this is not the superior version. But, like I said, it's Smash Brothers. It's Masahiro Sakurai. It is quality. This thing is running consistently at 60 frames per second all the time, and it looks amazing. This is, I wouldn't say the best Smash Brothers, but it's still Smash Brothers. It's still fantastic, and it's still a ton of fun. So take from that what you will. If it looks like something you'd be even remotely interested in, you're probably gonna like it, simply on that merit. And if not, hey, Wii U version's coming out here in, what, a month? So hold tight, because no matter what, you've got good times coming for you in the future.